Okay, let's start. So, uh, yeah, let's start. So,
Yeah.
Anmol,
Okay.
let's start our interview. Okay, this is now
Okay.
it is 7 past 11. So we'll add 45 minutes to it. It would be uh, 18 minutes to
52.
12, by
Yeah.
which our interview will end, or 11:52, by which our interview will end. Right. So let me
Yeah.
introduce myself first. So myself, Costa. I have around 7 years of experience in software engineering. I started my career with TCS. There was web developer, then a small gig with data engineering. I worked with Spark, Hadoop, and big data, other big data technologies. Then I moved to Oracle. There I worked as an application engineer. I was doing a full stack development, Java, REST services, and JavaScript. There we used OJIT. Then then I moved to Google. Here again, I'm working as an application engineer. I'm again a full stack developer. We work on front and back end both. And what we actually do here is we work, build tools for internal users and basic around the domain of supply chain management plus remote collaboration. So that is what I actually do. So how about you introduce yourself as well?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm currently so as you know, I'm Anmol Gupta. Currently, I'm a final year undergraduate student
Mm-hmm.
studying Bachelor of Technology from NIT Hamipur. So
Mm-hmm.
my real sense lies in understanding a problem and then solving it algorithmically, for which I have taken part in a number of programming contests online, and also I have learned to time manage my time as well while solving problems online only. And also I am a part of CSEC, so which is basically a society in my college to
Okay.
promote computer science and help and get started. Um and also I have working knowledge in Node.js.
Oh,
That's
that's
all.
amazing. So you are a competitive programmer, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so just in case you feel I'm not as good as you expected, let me sense right.
But yeah, I'm not that good now.
So yeah, let's start.
Yeah.
In case you have seen this question before, just let me know. Right. So the problem here is we have a car, right? It starts from
Yeah.
a destination. Let me explain it. If you need, I can explain, or if you know this question, or if you want to read, just let me know if you want me to explain it. I'll start with explaining. If you want me to stop, just ask me. So
Okay.
we have a car which starts from some position zero, right? And then it moves towards east, or you can say towards right on a one-dimensional plane, right?
Yeah.
So and
Mm.
so it starts from a position A and it has to reach a target B, right? Which is at some distance T, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
with between that distance, we have certain stations, gas stations, right? Or we can
Yes.
say
Yeah.
petrol pumps. So in those petrol pumps, that is a tuple which we get for our petrol pumps. So the first value which we say is the number of miles, which is the distance of that particular station from the starting point, and the second value of the tuple gives us the amount of gas or petrol we can fill, right? So if
Yeah.
we have 1 liter of petrol or 1 liter of gas, then we can drive 1 mile,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yes.
So so assumption here is that when we stop at a refilling station, we get entire amount of gas, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
while travel, it cannot reach -1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but however, when the car reaches a gas station, the fuel at that point of time can be zero.
Yeah. Okay.
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 So you get the
Yeah.
basic description of the problem, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think yeah. Yes. So
So
basically, yeah,
yes.
we need to find the minimum number of stops we must take to reach the
Yes.
destination. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we can proceed with an example and see. Let's find out. So can we go with an example? Can you give that example?
Sure. So let's say this is our this is our end, and this is our start, and this is our end. Okay? And then we have few stations in between. Let's say we have let's put four stations in between. Okay. So this is my starting point. This is where I have to reach. Say this is 100. Okay. Now the station in between this station, let's say uh, it is 10 miles, right?
Yeah.
And it has 60 gas. Okay. And let's say we have another at 20 miles, it has 30. Cool. Let's say we have another at 30 miles, 30. Then the one here, let's say 60. Cool. Now,
Yeah. Yes.
and
Yeah.
here the start fuel is 10. Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can say that it starts with 10 kilometers. So the first which we have to refill is here. We cannot do it sooner or later
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it will exhaust. So now from
We
here, what
need
we
to
can do
do.
is we have three options. Either we can go here, we can go here, or we can go here. Right?
Yes. Yeah. We can stop to any. Yeah.
Right. So we would select the distance. So what we'll do is we will select this.
Yeah. We need to maximize the fuel. So yeah, we will
Yes.
stop at the end.
And then we will
Yeah.
come here. Right? However, let us say if it would have been this, right? And let's say if it would have been okay. In this particular case, what we would have to do is from 0 we would have to reach 10. From 10 we would have to reach 30, and from 30
Yes.
we would require to reach 100.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. And I think yeah. And the car soak the car can store the infinite amount of fuel. Yeah. So we
Yes,
can.
let us assume car can store infinity.
Uh, let me be frank. So I think yeah, I have solved this question on lead code. It will be solved by the maxim only. We will be choosing the maximum station till we have reached now. So let's say currently I'm talking about the most optimized solution. So
Mm-hmm.
we will see the initial distances. Let's say we have a start fuel amount of liters. So
Mm-hmm.
we will be seeing the distances. So we can reach to start fuel distance without using any of the fuel tanker. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, so we will be basically storing all the uh, fuel tankers which will we have will be having till start fuel. and
Okay.
then now we have to choose the maximum amount of fuel from that. So we need to find the maximum from a set of quantities. So we will have to use the maxi. So we will be using maxi in that case.
Okay.
So yeah, and then in
What would
similarly,
be the what would be the time and space complexity if when we will be using Maxi?
uh, in the worst case, let's say we have all amount. Let's say we don't need to use any tanker.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be storing all tankers in heap. So the space I think would be on,
Mm-hmm.
and the time will be inserting an element in maxi takes an amount of log uh, k, k being the element in that. So I think we need to insert all the elements one by one in maxi. So
Mm-hmm.
which so it will be taking like log 1 uh, log 1 plus log 2. So the summation of that will be n log k and log n. So we
Mm-hmm.
can say that the
Yes.
time will be log n.
So okay, then let me change. Let me change the question.
Yeah.
How about let's say we are given an array,
Okay.
right? And we have to find the maximum number of binary search trees we can create. Have you done
Okay.
that?
Yeah. I think I have seen that, but yeah, I have not solved. Let me see if I can solve that.
So let's go to the next question. Okay. So, we are given sorted, so given given an array, right? Determine the number of binary search.
Okay. I think I got the question. Number of BSTs. So I think
Yes.
it is the standard question only by using the Catalan number.
Okay, you know that condition number as
Yeah.
well. Okay. So you know the formula for that?
No, don't
It's
remember the currently the formula. But yeah.
you know any other way of doing it without the Catalan formula?
Basically, the DP approach we would say we used in that case. So we need to use the combinatorics that way only. I think yeah.
Okay,
Other than that,
let me give another try, right?
yeah,
If you have solved that problem as well, then what we will do is we will try this problem. Okay.
yeah, okay.
Have you solved meeting room problem?
Uh, I don't remember the. We can have a statement.
So
Uh,
the meeting room problem here is say you have uh, meetings at particular intervals, right?
yeah,
And what you will have to do is you will have to find out as in the number of minimum number of meeting rooms which we need to have those uh, meetings successful.
yeah. I think yeah. It will be the same. I think yeah. Same resolved by the priority queue only.
Do we really need to use priority queue here?
Basically, let's say we are on meeting I, and we have now we need to find out whether an meeting has been ended or not. So so let's say now we have I meetings, we have done I minus 1 meetings using the I minus 1 rooms.
Hmm.
Now we need to see if there is a meeting which has been ended or not. So
Hmm.
we need to find the late star smallest time, which smallest time of a smallest ending time of a meeting,
Hmm.
which is less than our current starting time of our I meeting.
Hmm. Okay, let's do this thing. Uh, Let me just say that let's try that. Okay, let's try to do this. I want to see how are you approaching it.
Okay.
So this is the question. Let's say uh, we have meetings intervals, right? Uh, Intervals are denoted by digits, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now we have to find out the number of product post. Okay. Now let me give you an example. Say input meetings. First meeting we have 0, comma 5, right? For second we
Yeah.
have 1, comma 2. Third we have 1, comma 10. Okay. So here if you see, we have 0, comma 5 happening in one room. So we cannot have
Yeah.
1, comma 2 in the same room because these are intersecting. So we need a separate room. Again,
Yes. Yeah.
1, comma 10 cannot happen in this room because it is intersecting. It cannot happen in this room because it is intersecting. So the output in this case would be 3.
Yeah. We need to have 3 rooms for the all the 3 meetings.
We need
Yeah.
to have 3 rooms for our meetings.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the times will be it will be in hours only. So it will be ranged by 24 hours, I think.
Yes, yes, better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So and okay. And the meetings will be given in a specific order, like the starting time will be sorted, like, or they will be randomly arranged.
Sorry, can you say that again?
The timings, the meetings have been given in the specific order, like, or they will be
They would be
like
random.
randomly. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So we need the first meeting to end. Okay. Let's say now uh, the I we have now I minus 1 rooms now. Okay, the first approach that is coming to my mind, we can like use the brute force approach.
Mhm.
Let's say we can say that we have starting from 1 room, and we try to see if we can use 1 room only, and then all meetings can be done or not. If it can be so, then it will be our answer. Otherwise, we increase rooms to 2. So now similarly, so we can see that whether the I will be our answer or not. So
So
it will,
for every interval, you would be checking every other interval, right? For each interval, you would be checking every other interval whether it matches, whether it can be whether there is any intersection or not.
yeah. So basically, I'm finding out whether the meetings can be done using I rooms or not.
And what is I in here?
So I will be iterating from I from 1 to n, I'll be checking if from the starting small rooms,
Mm-hmm.
if it can be accommodated, if the meetings can be done using I rooms,
Mm-hmm.
then our answer will be I only.
Okay.
So we can say that. So the checking part I will be doing like, first we will be assigning the I initially. The first meeting will be assigning. So should I explain that how I will be checking about that?
Yes.
The
Yes. Yes.
eh, so the that checking part, I think we can do that like, first the initial one, first meeting will be assigned to one room.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second meeting, we will see that if it can be done whether. So we need to see. So now we will be having now currently I minus one rooms, and now I to see if it can be accommodated. So initially I will be accommodating I rooms for the initially I meetings, and then I will be afterwards from I plus 1 to the end of the size of the array. I will be checking whether it can be accommodated in that one of the from initially 1 to I room. So we have allocated the I room to the ith, say. Are you able to get that?
Can you give me an example?
Uh, let's say now we have assigned I rooms to initially I meetings, and
So
now we
I rooms
need
to I
to,
meetings, say for this scenario we have three rooms for three meetings. Is it?
yeah, yeah. Let's say I'm checking for initially 2, I is equal to 2.
Mm.
So uh, now I have assigned the first two meetings to the two rooms. Now I will be checking from I plus 1 to n whether it can be accommodated in any of the room from 1 to n.
Okay.
So whether it has been whether it is not conflicting or not, we need to check that. And if so if in that case it can be accommodated, so we need to update the ending point of that room. So
Okay.
there I yeah, so I'm able to get that.
Mm-hmm. So say what if we have a condition like this?
So I will be now, let's say I'm checking for the two rooms.
How would this scenario work?
So should I check for two rooms?
No, for so this scenario, the example which I've given, just run me through it and tell me how many rooms would be required.
Yeah, and yeah, and yeah, I forgot about the sorting part. I think we need to sort initially the meetings uh, at the on the basis of initially, on the basis of the starting point of the time. And in case the starting point of two meetings is same, so the on the basis of the uh, ending point. So the smaller ending point must comes first. Uh, so after arranging that part, sorting part, so now the rooms now will become like 5 to 0 to 5, now 5 to 8, and 7 to 10, and 10 to 12. So now let's say I'm checking for the initially two rooms, I is equal to 2. So I will be assigning the first two meetings to the two rooms. Now the I'll be assigning of each room now will be having the ending having time which is the ending time of that the meeting which is it has been blocked now. So room 1 will be having 5 and room 2 will be having now 8. So now we will see whether 7 to 10 can be accommodated in any of the room. So we will find out initially from we will iterate from the starting only room 1.
Okay.
So now it can be accommodated in room 1. So we will update the ending time of room 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will be checking the 10 to 12 meeting. Now it can be accommodated in room 1 only. So we will update the timing to 12 of room 1. So in that case we find out 2 rooms are sufficient. So
What if it would have been 8?
I think it would have been same. Here it was 5.
Right, and you assign 8 to room 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Again, if this would
and
happen.
it was initially 5 and it was initially 8 to the second meeting.
Mm.
Now here we are checking now 8 to 10 part. We'll be starting from the initially from room 1 to I. We'll be checking from the start whether it can be accommodated in any of the room. So it can be accommodated in this room. So now 10. We update that ending time, and then after we check the end of the 10 to 12 meeting now can be accommodated in this room. So it will now be updated to 12 ending time.
But don't you think this particular sequence can happen in a single room itself?
Uh, yeah, so I it was initially so I need to check for initially for the starting part. I will be first checking for the I room 1 if it can be done in room 1 only. I'll be iterating over the room number from 1 to n
Okay.
and see if it can be done using iRoom or not. So the first part when I will be checking using one room, so I think yeah, that will give me answer. Here I was demonstrating how it will work for room 2 rooms. Yeah, so I think yeah, it will be
Okay.
done in room 1 only.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let us try to solve it.
Yeah, so this is basically the brute force approach only, I would say, and the time it would take would be I will be iterating. We will be checking the room number. Will be checking from 1 to n. So it will take time of n. And for I rooms, I need to iterate over all the meetings one. So the time will be n square, and the space would be uh, uh, on only. I need to. I was checking about the I rooms using a different array.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we can improve it?
Yeah, I think yeah we can. So okay. So let's say I think we don't need to iterate from initially from 1 to n. We can check whether find out the maximum value. So okay. Let's say now we have x rooms. Now we have accommodated our initially x rooms. I'm not now iterating now from one to n. Uh, I'm thinking about that. So how to get that room? So when I am having x rooms, now we need and now we are on our next meeting. So now we need to find a meeting room which has that ending time of a meeting
Mhm.
less than our current initially starting time of our meeting. uh,
Okay. There's no
Finding
start time. Okay.
minimum start time of a
Mhm.
finding minimum end time. So it will be end, and then that room will be empty, so we can now do the meeting of IF meeting in that room. Finding minimum end time of a meeting
Mhm.
less than our current uh, start time of our current meeting. So okay, and
Mhm. Okay.
now okay, so from a bunch of elements we need to find an minimum. So so I think we can use an separate data structure like a priority queue only for finding the minimum.
Mhm. What language would you be using?
C++. plus plus. Yeah, so I think yeah, this approach would work now. And then uh, the time uh, we will be basically inserting the time taken to insert an element in priority queue is log n,
Mhm.
n being the time. So I think the total time will be n log k, k being the size of our meeting. Maximum conflicting, it can be say like the meetings which we will be having intersection. So
Mhm.
like at the maximum time, so it can range from 1 to n.
Mhm.
In the worst case it can be n, and the space would be on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think this approach would work.
Okay, let's try to implement.
Yeah, I'm at the end of that book now.
Yeah, yeah, I can. I'm following.
Yeah. So we can return the minimum rooms. Vector of we can take a vector of pair like input,
Mhm.
uh, and then now I'm initializing the maximum minimum room.
Mhm.
And then I need to create the minimum priority queue.
Okay. Why minimum priority queue, not a maximum priority queue?
Yeah, uh, we need minimum priority queue to find the minimum ending time, not the maximum time.
Okay.
We want our meeting to end as soon as uh, it uh, we will be allocating our current meeting to the meeting which has ended first, so the
Mhm.
minimum time will be only.
Okay.
And we can sort the meetings. Yeah, and okay, and now we can insert our initially the first meeting ending time into our priority queue.
Mhm.
Now we can iterate over the remainder the next meetings.
Mhm.
The top. Uh, Now we will be popping our meeting to which is having the ending time less than our current meeting time.
So when you say sort meetings begin, comma meetings end, first it will sort by start time, then it will sort by the end time, right?
Yeah,
So when you are inserting the elements inside heap, we are doing meetings zero dot second. What is dot seconds in here?
a dot second will be giving the ending time. The first will be giving the starting time of ith meeting. Now we
So
can insert like
we have, so the data structure which I created is meetings. Again, meetings is a vector, right?
yeah, vector of pair.
Vector. So within this vector, what is exact? So does vector have a method begin?
Yes, yeah,
What
begin
does it
and
do?
end.
What does begin mean?
It basically returns the iterator of the initial as the starting element.
And what does the end do?
It returns the iterator of the element of the position after the last element of the vector.
Mhm. So since it is a pair,
Yes.
how is it going to sort?
Um, in By default, it will be sorting on the basis of the first element only.
By start time?
Yeah, by start time.
Okay. And what is meeting zero? Meeting zero is the first element.
Yeah.
And second, what is so pair? This this data structure pair. We are saying it would have a second method. Okay, it's first and second.
Yes. Yeah.
So
First and second.
first sorted by start time, right? And then what you're actually doing is you're inserting the end times inside the main heap.
Yeah. The starting. The ending time of our first meeting, which will be ended.
Okay,
The starting
okay.
firstly.
And then
Now we will be iterating on the remaining meetings.
mhm,
Now and we need to find the while mini.empty while mini is not empty
right,
and
right, okay.
mini dot top is less than our the start time.
Mhm.
So now we'll be basically popping so it's like we can use that room.
Mm-hmm.
And now we will be inserting our current meeting into main heap. Yeah, the method is push, not insert. Yeah, yeah. Now we will be finding our minimum room. So it will minimum room will be the maximum size of our mini at a time, and then at the end we can return simply. Mm, yeah. So I have initialized to minimum room to one.
Right.
So basically, I have inserted the first meeting in the mini. That's all.
Mm, that's good. Why do we need to take a max of minimum room and minimum of size? Why can't we just take
Uh,
size of minimum?
the size, the max min heap will be basically like will be storing the ending time of meetings, which are now in process, which we can say. So
So
it
we
will
are
be
only
having
removing we are only removing it in this condition. Else we are
yeah,
not. Else we are pushing it.
yes.
So do you think we need to keep track of minimum? Can you give me a situation where this can happen?
Basically, yeah. So minimum rooms uh, at a instant of time, the minimum rooms will decrease, and the will be and we need to store the maximum rooms we need at a time.
We actually need to
So
store minimum rooms we need at a time. Maximum rooms would be the number of meetings. As simple as that, right? I mean,
uh,
maximum rooms would be infinite. We can have infinite number of rooms for having 3 meetings. Every person would be sitting at a different meeting. So why?
no,
What is the reason behind using max, min, minimum room, and min heap dot size? Like we discussed here, right? We are only popping min heap when we see that there is no intersection. If we see an
yeah,
intersection, we would keep pushing, and depending upon the number of intersection we have,
yes,
those should be the number of meetings inside the same heap, isn't it?
yeah. So that should be the number of meetings. That is the number of rooms we need.
Yes. So why are we keeping track of minimum room separate?
uh, I'm not able to get what you are saying.
What is
A
the purpose?
minimum.
What is the purpose of using this variable? Why can't we just return minimum heap size dot minimum heap dot size?
Yeah, okay. At the end, yeah, I think yeah we can do that. Yeah.
Then why are we taking a max of minimum room and minimum heap size? What is the reason behind it?
Mm, yeah, at the end we can the size minimum this mini will be having the element the size minimum rooms will be equal to the size of mini at the end. Yeah, but yeah, I was taking max to as to take care a little more.
So what case would this particular line be handled? That is what I'm curious to know.
Okay, Let me think about the case. I think okay.
I mean, is it required or not?
No, I think no. Yeah, we can at the end directly return the size of mini. We don't require the that.
Can you can you think of any edge case scenario here?
Yeah, okay. Uh, I think yeah we can. Let's say 1 to 5, 1 to 4, and then here 3 to 5, and then 4 to 7 we can take, and then 6 to 10. So yeah, we will inserting the 4 in. Will be now inserting 4,
Hmm.
and now the second meeting it is conflict only. 4 will not be popped. Now we will insert 5. Now 4 will be popped now. So it is less than. So now and 7 will be inserted now, and yeah, and then 5 will be popped, and 10. Yeah, I think we don't need other statement. Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
we
Anmol.
can actually return that.
Our time is done.
Yeah,
Let me. Do you have any questions?
no,
No questions. Okay. So let me give you my feedback to you. Okay? First
yeah,
thing which I really liked was that you were honest about you had solved that question, right?
yeah,
And you were honest about that you had solved the second question as well. But I
yeah,
think you had solved the third question too. But then you thought if he keeps on asking all the questions I know, there is no point in giving this interview.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
I guess you knew the third question as well, right?
Basically, yeah, I have told you about the third question. I have sold a
Mm.
parent about 6 months, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I missed it. So I would say it is fine to have solved the questions unknown because I remember the topics which you mentioned were trees and greedy, right? Or
yeah,
was it graph or greedy, something like that. So I thought of rather than doing graphs, because graph questions are might not be that prevalent for college grads. So I thought why not go with greedy, right?
okay,
So I see that you are pretty much comfortable with greedy approaches, right?
okay, yeah,
Yeah. So I'm giving you the positives. So I see that for even for the first question, you knew the approach, right?
yeah,
For the
yeah,
second question, I mean, you gave away the formula itself. However, and then you mentioned that there is a way to do it via DP as well,
yeah,
right? So again, so I understand that you have solved the question you know, right? Third
yes,
question, the reason I picked it because I saw some hesitation in you, right? So I was curious about how you're going to solve it. Although I was sure that you would be able to,
okay,
90%.
yeah,
So the approach is pretty good, Anmol, right?
yeah,
Uh, so when you are in an interview, just make sure that for every question you know, you don't tell them that you have solved it.
okay,
It is
yeah,
fine for this mock interview.
yeah,
So uh, next thing is you were your communication was good, right? Right. So the
okay,
way you were explaining it could have been better, right? But you were continuously communicating. I could not lose my
okay,
attention. That's a good thing. right? And more or less, what I would say is that the approach, the approach which you used was bang on, right? But however, I don't think that the uh, time complexity is in cross them.
Okay.
I don't think it would be time crossing. More, what I see here is that it is more like end logging. I could be wrong.
Uh, are you talking about the first approach?
This approach, the one you just did,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this.
Yeah, I wrote about this the first approach. I think. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Sorry.
yeah. I
Okay,
think
okay.
yeah.
For the
This was
second
there.
approach, you wrote it here, right? Approach to success.
Yeah, yeah. It
My bad,
was.
my
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, it is unlocked. So, uh, that is, I mean, the interview has been good. I would say you did pretty well. Now, what things could have been improved, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, I am not that proficient. I'm not. I would not say not that I'm not proficient in C++ at all. Right? I have a basic reading capability of C or C++. So, from that perspective, what I would say is that whenever you're declaring your variables, right, make sure that you follow same naming convention
Okay.
because you did certain mistakes, like maybe,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
right? And
Okay.
yeah, and let's say whenever you're solving this question, right, although you were mostly explaining it, but try to whenever you're solving a question, right, try to talk to yourself, right, and see if what you're saying is clear and crisp or not,
Okay.
right? So you were
Okay.
explaining it, no doubts about it, but then what I felt was at certain points you were a bit confused.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean that's fine. Just keep talking to yourself, practice it more, it will be better. Now another thing is you did this part. I'm still not sure why you did this. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe maybe I guess you did something in your some problem and it was there in your mind, right? Or maybe
Okay.
you solved this question with some different approach before and it was required. But for this approach, I don't see utility of this particular method, this particular line,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
I think yeah, but yeah, it's like a extra condition. Yeah, definitely. I would
You
say.
don't need it,
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
just make sure
Yeah.
that whenever you're putting, make sure you know why it is being used, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
And there could be certain edge cases, like what if the start time and end time would have been same,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's say the start time and end time are same, or let's say what if we have just one meeting or we do not have any meetings, right? This particular case, if meetings is null, your your program can throw null pointer exception.
Yes. Yeah. Mm.
These are the basic checks which you should do with the interview, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean you assume that there would not be null and start time and end time would never be equal. I got it while you were solving it, but the point is you should clarify.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that this may cost you an interview, but what I'm saying is that if you do that, it will give you some drawbacks.
Yeah.
It is good to.
Yeah.
No?
Okay. Yeah. Definitely that makes sense. Yeah.
So that's it from my side. Do you have any questions? Any feedback for me? Maybe prepare well before you take an interview.
Yeah. I would.
So I
The-
should prepare well before taking an interview, right? Rather than picking up
the-
questions from LeetCode.
yeah, I think you can choose from the lead code discuss section. There are various other section good questions
Okay,
like, and generally people don't solve that.
okay. I'll do that. I'll do more research. So I had two questions in mind. The first two questions.
Okay.
Uh, for greedy. Not for greedy, but first was for greedy. If you knew, then I thought, why not go to some DP? And if he uses DP, then I will say there is a Catalan formula. Then,
Okay.
but then you knew that as well. Then, so I thought, why not go with meeting room problem that has greedy as well. Then, if even if I guess you would have solved the staircase problem as well.
Yeah, it is the basic problem
That is
only.
a basic greedy problem. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I couldn't go further. So yeah, that's a good feedback. Anmol. I would need to do my research. I would check with candidates how prepared they are. I forgot to check with you. I usually check with my candidates that how prepared they are and what kind of questions they would like to ask.
Yeah, I think yeah, I can say I am over prepared. Yeah, but yeah, basically I have given interviews for Google in this in October, and then yeah, again I'm preparing for Google.
So
That's why you can say
you did not
like
clear or what happened?
yeah, I failed in hiring committee part.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Uh,
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean that happens sometimes. But yeah,
yeah,
cool. I mean, what you have been great, and yeah, I take your feedback, and I hope to get more candidates like you, so that I am pushed to learn because honestly, I'm not that good in DSN algorithm. I would say I'm just uh, barely average in DSN. They are much better people than me, and folks like you push me to get better. Thank you for that.
yeah. But yeah, I think you are more than good enough. Yeah, I've been following you on LinkedIn from last 3 4 months, and yeah,
Okay,
ports your ports are very good. Yeah,
thank you, but
and I learned from that
but
lot.
I haven't posted anything about DSA yet. I have a few posts about that.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
generally post like yeah
That's fine.
about
That's
yeah.
fine. I'm just fooling you. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, Anmol. Thank you for your time. Have a nice rest of the night or evening, whatever you call it.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, best of luck.
Uh, yeah, thanks a lot. So, can I ask you more questions
Oh
like
yeah, sure,
personal?
sure, 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 sure. Go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I
Uh,
thought
yeah,
did not have any more
and
questions.
yeah, and one thing I would like to learn about the how to write clean code in interviews. How to learn that part
So
basically.
what you did here was mostly clean code. Anmol. However,
Yeah,
like I mentioned, right, Minhi,
yeah,
you should follow one naming convention, right? And see what edits I'm making. Okay, just notice what
yeah.
edits I'm making. So this first, next is this, right? This. So here you are declaring your variables. Done.
Yes.
Here you're doing certain actions. Now, for initializing your loop, you give one more space. This,
Okay.
right? Now,
Yeah.
for so if you see this particular condition is a bit long. So
Yes.
what I would rather do is I will do something like
Okay.
this, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you see, it is a bit more readable,
Okay.
right? And the next thing
Yeah.
which I would do is this, right? Now, if you see the code is same, what you did,
Yeah.
right? But now you see that the code is bit more readable.
Yes. Yeah. It looks good. Yeah.
It looks a bit
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean these things come with experience when you check other people's code when you work on projects. Usually when you're doing CP and DSA, you do not give much heed to these kind of things,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So I would say, I mean, this would come. So, and try to understand, try to divide your code in logical pieces, right? Like
Yeah.
even if it is a one method code, so like this part. This can be separate and this can be separate. Like I gave you the reason why these can be separate. Right?
Yeah.
Because here you are declaring your variables. Now you are doing some action. Right? So when you do
Yeah.
this, what else you can do is you can add some comments. Right? Now we have to sort this one. Then push.
But yeah, we the time is less in interviews, and
Yes,
that's
yes.
why I.
So if you have time, that's all. That's all. Right? If you do not, so what I do is while writing my method, I try to put comments. Right? So when
Yeah.
I put comments, I have an algorithm in place. Then I have to
Okay.
implement it.
Okay.
But yeah, that is something which we can do when we are not doing it on pen and paper or whiteboard. If it's a Google Doc or some other platform like this, it's fine. We can do it. The next thing, so uh, so after this thing, what we are doing is we are trying to initialize a for loop.
Yes.
So inside a for loop, so this size is something which is required by the for loop, right? And we can use it. And why is meetings dot size? Isn't meeting dot size int already?
No. It is basically unsigned int.
Okay, it is unsigned. Oh, yeah, C has unsigned it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. One of the interviewers, yeah, specifically pointed out. After that, yeah, I puts that.
Cool, cool, cool. So these things they can be pointed out by C++ folks and not very professional. So
Yeah.
yeah, these are the small things. And after comma, always put a space.
Okay.
Right? So now the code looks much cleaner, right? And you can
Yes.
actually differentiate between what is happening between different parts, right? It is not intimidating.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay. I think yeah, I got your approach. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Anything
So,
else? Yeah.
basically, the tech stacks you have basically used over the career.
There have been a lot of tech stacks on this one. Java, JSF, um, uh, uh, REST, Jersey, Spring. Not I've not used Spring that much. Even Spring Hibernate, but I've used other ORMs. I have used Eclipse Link. Then I have done a lot of coding around Spark, Pig, Hadoop, uh, what else? Hive, HBase, things like that.
Okay.
Then in Oracle, I have used OJet for front-end development. Uh, I've learned Angular, Dart. I have learned. I have learned a bit of React. I did some coding in Electron.js as well, just for fun. So,
Okay.
I mean, I have done. I have got a lot of time, so I've done a lot in bits and pieces. I'm not an expert in any one of them. I used to think that I'm good in Java, but then after joining Google, that misconception was gone.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Oh, yeah. That's all only. Yeah. Any advice like I will be starting soon as a career. Any particular advice you think
Do
you were not
do
given?
do code every day, or read every day.
Okay.
Okay, make sure you do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely. Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah.
even if for an hour, do it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's all from my side. Yeah.
Okay, man. It was really nice talking to you.
Yeah. I learned a lot also. Yeah.
Me too, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
bye.